Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our last week of virtual learning. And so this will be our last science unit. For this week, we are going to go back to the water cycle because that is something that you guys will continue working on in 4th and 5th grade. So it is important that we remember the stages of the water cycle, we understand how the water cycle works, and we understand why the water cycle is so important to our life on Earth. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and show us our Brain Pop video for today. And as we're watching, I want you guys to listen for those 4 stages of the water cycle. Again, I will be giving dojo points for the students that can respond and tell me the names of those 4 stages in the comments. So let's go ahead and share our screen. Here we go.
I think it might rain soon. Maybe we should go inside. Whoa! Rain is a part of our planet's water cycle. What is the water cycle? Most of Earth is covered in water, but water doesn't just stay in our rivers, lakes, and oceans. Water moves through land and through the air. The water cycle is the movement of water on, above, and below the surface of the Earth. It's a good thing it's not raining here. You're right, Moby. It's pretty sunny. The sun helps power the water cycle. What happens when water heats up? Energy from the sun heats up water in lakes, oceans, and other bodies. When water heats up, it can evaporate or turn from a liquid to a gas.
So there's our first stage, evaporation. When the heat from the sun transfers energy to the water and heats up that water and causes the water to evaporate or turn it into from a liquid to a gas to go back up into the clouds.
Liquid water turns into a gas called water vapor. You can't always see water vapor, but it's all around us. Water vapor floats up into the atmosphere. The atmosphere is the air surrounding a planet. What happens to water vapor in the atmosphere? The air high above land is very cool. As water vapor rises into the atmosphere, it cools down. Then the water vapor condenses or changes from a gas to a liquid.
Stage 2, condensation, when the water changes from a gas back to a liquid as it gets ready to fall down from the sky.
Tiny drops of condensed water join together to form bigger drops. As more drops join together, clouds are formed. You're right, Moby. That cloud looks like Senor Maurice. Clouds can collect and travel across the land. As more water condenses and collects in the clouds, it becomes too heavy to stay in the air. What is precipitation?
Precipitation.
Precipitation is water that falls to the earth from the sky. Rain, snow, sleet, and hail are all kinds of precipitation. The kind of precipitation that falls depends on temperature and a lot of other things. When enough water collects in the air and clouds, it begins to fall to the ground. What happens to precipitation? Water from precipitation can add to rivers and streams, or end up in the ocean. Some water soaks into the ground and stays under the Earth's surface. This is called groundwater, which is an important resource. We use groundwater for drinking water, watering crops, and many other things. Some water that falls back to Earth's surface flows down to reach rivers, lakes, and oceans. This is called runoff. Then the sun can heat up the water again, and the cycle keeps going and going and going and going and going. Right, you get the idea. How can we care for our water? Water is an important natural resource that people, plants, and animals all need to live. But pollution can harm our environment. When water gets polluted, it's everyone's problem. Even though most of our planet is covered by water, very little of it is fresh water that we can drink and use. It's important to conserve or save water. We can take shorter showers, turn off the faucet when we're not using it, and tell grown-ups when we see a leak. If everyone in the United States saved 1 gallon of water a day, we could save 85 billion gallons of water per year. That's enough to fill a lake. I bet we can find tons of ways to save water, Moby. Hey, great idea. Oh no, you're leaking.
Silly Moby. So hopefully you got a good review on those 4 stages of the water cycle. The first one being evaporation, when the sun's energy heats up the water and changes it from a liquid to a gas, brings it back up into the sky. Evaporation, condensation, when the water turns from a gas back to a liquid, up in there forming clouds. Precipitation, when the water comes back down to the ground in the form of rain, sleet, hail, snow. And then runoff, where that water travels from the ground into bigger bodies of water so that it can eventually go back up into the sky again. Can't wait to see your comments below. Have a great day, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.